person that sent me this story calls it a mermaid story. I don't think I've ever gotten a mermaid story. This is exciting. By the way, if you have a story that you'd like to share with our glitch community about glitches in the matrix, dreams, aliens, cryptids, or the paranormal, you can send it to this email address. And remember, we believe you. Hi, Jessica. Hi. Love your videos. I have a mermaid story from Australia that you will love, maybe? I'm writing to you after I watch some of your TikTok stories, and I have a story for you. For context, the legends around mermaids in Australia come from Aboriginal folklore, which is also known as the dream time. And the Aboriginal mermaid is very different to the kinds of mermaids that you may know about spoken on the internet, especially stories in Haiti and the few stories that you covered on your channel. Oh, apparently I did cover stories on my channel. I can't remember. Firstly, Aboriginals know the mermaids by 3 different names, depending on which tribe you speak to. The main one is, let's see, Yok Yok, usually meaning fishwoman. And the other ones are the Djomi and the Babara, which are described more like crocodiles or snakes rather than your typical mermaid. Each one has their own unique qualities, but 3 things are consistent between them all. Firstly, they are seen as spirits who protect the waterways. Secondly, they can shapeshift. And third, they eat humans. Oh, okay, cool. This is because the Australian/Aboriginal mermaid tends to operate more like a predator, like that of a shark or crocodile, rather than the more mystical and dark magical beings that you may hear about in your stories. As a result, most Aboriginal tribes tend to view them as neutral beings rather than good or evil, and the Aboriginals would attempt to be respectful around the locations where they live, but this isn't all the same for all the tribes. Despite this, surprisingly, they had a semi-good relationship, as many mermaids would instruct the women of many tribes in ceremonial practices. So on to the... Actually, literally, thank you so much for giving so much back information about mermaids that I didn't know. That was very interesting. I really don't like that they eat humans, though. That's not fucking cool. This happened in 2018. I was in year 12, what you in the USA call grade 12. I was 18 at this time. My friend, who we'll refer to as Jay, was at my place studying for the HSCs, which in Australia is our final exams for high school. At around 11 p.m., we decided to take a walk at night to a somewhat nearby park, which was somewhat private due to a lot of trees around the park, making it hard for neighbors to see what we were doing. The reason we did this was because Jay wanted to smoke some illegal substances, which I do not partake in, but was neutral about him using it. And my parents are against it, so he couldn't do it on my property. So we got there and we just sat down. We started hearing splashing in the nearby lake, and the moon was just bright enough for us to see something large in the water, which was odd, as small fishes are known to be in that lake, but we just thought it was an animal. But before Jay could start smoking, we heard it jump out of the water and splash back in. So we went to take a quick look on what it was, only to see nothing at first until a head popped out in the middle of the lake. We couldn't see any facial features, but it began to swim closer to us. We were wondering why someone would be swimming in the lake because it wasn't summer yet, and people don't tend to swim in most public lakes, maybe a few rivers. So this behavior was odd to us. When we saw her face and she looked normal, then we saw her torso, which looked human, and she seemed to be naked. So we tried to ask her some questions, but she didn't respond. Instead, raised her hand as if to ask me to help pull her out of the water. Oh my God, don't do it. So when I went to put my hand out to help her, she went from a normal looking woman into a terrifying creature and tried to grab me. I barely reacted in time to pull my hand away, but as I turned to run away with Jay, the mermaid managed to grab my leg and pull me down as she tried to pull me into the water. This mermaid was strong. I screamed for Jay, who had begun to run away, and thankfully turned around and ran over to help me. He jumped onto the mermaid, and the two began to wrestle a bit. The mermaid was clearly stronger than him, and he got a few cuts on his arms from her claws. They have claws? One thing you should know about Jay is that at this time, he was a blue belt in judo, so he ended up getting her into an arm bar, which is a type of arm lock where he broke her arm, at which point he let go and she went into the lake and we didn't see her again. We ran back to my place and decided to never speak of it again because who would believe us? We believe you. I believe you. Jay did go through a very bad suicidal and drinking situation after this, which recently has thankfully gotten over. Anyway, I hope you and the viewers enjoyed the story. I wish you well. God bless you. Thank you so much for sharing. I don't remember what I'm thinking of. Maybe somebody knows, but like in my brain, I'm seeing like a video. It's either like a video or like from a movie or like a show or something. And it's like of a mermaid, but then it like opens its mouth and it's got like all these teeth and it's like very aggressive. And I'm always like, oh, that's like not legit, right? That's not like a real mermaid. But apparently there's mermaids that are, I can't believe there's different kinds of mermaids. I mean, I don't know why I'm saying I can't believe that, right? Because there's different kinds, there's different species of everything. We literally think fucking the Hat Men is like a species. There's all different species of like aliens and ETs and all the things. Of course, there's different species of mermaids. Whoa, this is so crazy though. Has anybody else experienced or seen or heard of these kind of mermaids? Has anyone else almost been eaten by one?